we're going to analyze a real speech sample so you can use American English intonation masterfully and feel confident and clear when you speak. Let's go through the whole dialogue together and dissect it right after. Pay attention to the music or the intonation of my speech. Great. Why don't we schedule a virtual meeting for next week? Would you prefer Tuesday or Thursday? When's a good time? 9 a.m. sounds great. Fantastic. I'll set it up for us now. Just be sure to make note of the time zone. I know you said you're not particularly tech savvy, so would you like me to go through the process with you? Absolutely. I'll be sending you a link via email. Just open the email, click on the link, enter the passcode, and you'll be sent to a waiting room. You'll want to make sure your camera and microphone are working properly. And at that point, I'll add you to the meeting. Super simple, right? Feel free to email me if you have any questions. Great. See you then. So let's dissect what we know about English intonation, all of the rules, when we break them, and we'll practice together using our highs and lows of the music of English. Let's do it. We'll start with gray, one syllable word. Using your pitch, go a little bit higher than you typically feel comfortable and go a little lower than you feel comfortable as well. That's how you're going to get that singing element. Great. In this next utterance, because it's a WH question, it starts with why. The intonation is going down. Why don't we schedule a virtual meeting for next week? Why don't we schedule a virtual meeting for next week? In this utterance, it's a question that gives two choices. Tuesday is the first option. We're going to go up in intonation. That's to let your listener know you're not done with all the options. The final option is provided, and then a downward intonation at the end indicates to your listener you're finished with all those options. Would you prefer Tuesday or Thursday? Would you prefer Tuesday or Thursday? This is a WH question. We use a downward intonation. When's a good time? When's a good time? A statement, downward intonation. 9 a.m. sounds great. 9 a.m. sounds great. A statement, downward intonation. Fantastic. Fantastic. A statement, downward intonation. I'll set it up for us now. I'll set it up for us now. And if any of this information has been even minutely informative and helpful for you, press that little thumbs up, put a comment down below, and let me know what you've actually learned that's new for you. A statement, downward intonation. Notice which words are stressed. Those are the words that are the most important. Just be sure to make note of the time zone. Just be sure to make note of the time zone. When you're not finished what you're saying, there tends to be an upward intonation. I know you said you're not particularly tech savvy. I know you said you're not particularly tech savvy. This is a yes/no question, would you? So an upward intonation at the end is appropriate. They actually want an answer. So would you like me to go through the process with you? So would you like me to go through the process with you? This is a statement, so downward intonation. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a statement, so downward intonation. I'll be sending you a link via email. I'll be sending you a link via email. This is a succession of a list, things that this person will be doing. Up, 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 and down. So you'll hear that intonation shift. The ups are to indicate, I'm not done yet, please don't interrupt yet, keep listening. And when I use the downward intonation, I'm indicating to my listener, I'm all set. You can now say whatever you want. Just open the email, click on the link, enter the passcode, and you'll be sent to a waiting room. Just open the email, click on the link, enter the passcode, and you'll be sent to a waiting room. This is a statement, so downward intonation. You'll want to make sure your camera and microphone are working properly. You'll want to make sure your camera and microphone are working properly. This is a statement, so downward intonation. And at that point, I'll add you to the meeting. And at that point, I'll add you to the meeting. Here I used an upward intonation because I actually wanted confirmation. I wanted to know if that person felt it was simple. Super simple, right? Super simple, right? Also, a statement, downward intonation. Feel free to email me if you have any questions. Feel free to email me if you have any questions. This is a statement, downward intonation. Notice the really high and low wave. It's one syllable, so there's a lot of singing going on in just one little word. Great, great. See you then. Great. See you then. And here's a note about how high and how low to go. That is absolutely a personal decision, and it really has a lot to do with your personality. If you're a super outgoing person, it doesn't feel so strange to go really high and really low. And if you want to show a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of energy in your speech, you would tend to use a much more high pitch and a much more lower pitch or variation between the two. If you're a little more introverted, you don't have to go out of your way to be extremely high and low if it makes you feel uncomfortable. The point here is, and I would say the most important thing, is that the final intonation pattern, rising or falling, is something you really want to get down. And everything in between in terms of how high and low you stress words is more of a personality thing. Just know that meaning can be impacted by how you're using your stress and how you're using your intonation. So my best recommendation is record yourself, and that way you can know if you love how you sound or if it just doesn't feel right for you. It's all about you and what makes you feel really good about how you sound. And now you've hit a level where you fully understand the basics of intonation, but maybe you want a little help with actually using it in conversation, in real life, in your everyday interactions. How to do that? Well, go to this video because I'm going to go over 8 amazing ways so you can use American English intonation masterfully and feel confident and clear when you speak. I'll see you there. Bye.